All right, guys, this is the weirdest thing I've ever seen. This is the weirdest thing I've ever seen. Will the fans, I have some of them. If you want to send me some, go ahead. But there's an article here from The Gamer. And of course, The Gamer is going to write about this. Pokemon's leaked Octillery story is an official Vaporeon copy paste. Now, guys, this is the Pokemon in question right here on the right side that apparently got railed by a human. And not only did they get railed by a human, but apparently they are they had a baby. Yeah, it's I don't even know how. Where do I even begin with this story? Let me drink some water. Hold on. I needed a lot of water for that one because I feel like I'm gonna need it. All right, let's get into this. An enormous Game Freak leak has seen a huge amount of company information made public, including employee details, the Switch 2 code name, and what most people are most interested in, plenty of Game Freak information. The Game Freak leak alleges that Heart Gold and Soul Silver and Black 2 and White 2 source code have been made widely available, as well as Pokemon concept art and snippets of lore that the studio never intended to make public. Of course, take this all with a large pinch of salt due to not only the fact that it was leaked, but also because misinformation spreads incredibly quickly on the internet in 2024. Game Freak has thus far only confirmed the validity of the employee details in a public apology, but has commented on nothing else. I mean, listen, why would they? Why would they comment on, oh, yeah, they have stolen all of our game information? Why would they comment on this, right? They're not going to admit it. If they admit it to the employee leak, it's most likely true that the actual leak is true, too. It's the same thing we saw with Insomniac Games. It's the same thing we saw with Rockstar. It's probably the same group. They're all attacking these companies to ruin their fucking their businesses, ruin their surprises. So it says some of these lore stories involve human Pokemon relations. Yes, you read that right. Game Freak has had its own version of the disgusting Vaporeon copy paste of yore. No, I'm not going to write it or link it. Except it's not Vaporeon who stars. Man, this is crazy. If you had to do the deed with any Pokemon, which would it be? I'm guessing a lot of the comments are saying Lucario, yawn. Lopunny, how original. And Gardevoir, daring today, aren't we? I'm guessing that very few of you would have written the word Octillery. Despite this, Pokemon's own internal lore involves a man sleeping with an Octillery on multiple occasions, and they have a kid. Wow. That's rough. Don't stop to think about it for too long. The whole story is actually quite interesting. Of course the fucking gamer would say that. Of course the gamer would be like, ooh, this sounds interesting. Sexualizing Eve? Oh, no, we can't do that. But a man fucking an artillery? Hey, that sounds interesting. I like where that's going. I like where that's... Wow. That is incredible. Well, let's continue. Told as an ancient myth, a parable to warn against committing acts of mass Pokemurder, but it all starts with a man having relations with an Octillery. There's so much to unpack here. Why did Game Freak think it's important to understand what happens when man and Pokemon come together? Why did it pick Octillery? When can Pokemon become pregnant with human children? Did the child hatch from an egg or were they birthed? You know, what does this mean for the daycare system? Bro, I mean, I'm scared to even read this. I'm scared to even fucking read this, bro. I don't even know, like, I guess I have no choice. I guess I have no choice. I'll read one story. That's it. There was a time when the boundary between Pokemon and humans was blurred. In a coastal village, there was a man. One day, as he was walking along the shore, he found a female Octillery washed up on the beach. The man had relations with the Octillery and then threw it back into the sea. What the fuck? What the fuck? You just know that the journalist that was reporting on this was probably getting off to this the entire time. You know that, right? You know that, right? So he literally hit it and quit it, right? So he smashed the female auxiliary, and then he said, "You can get your own Uber. Get the fuck out," and threw it in the water. That's amazing. That's amazing. The next day, he went to the same spot and found the same auxiliary again. Just more proof that women like punishment. Women clearly like punishment. That's amazing. He once more had relations with it and threw it back into the sea as before. One night, after several days had passed, the man had a dream. In the dream, the auxiliary spoke to him. "I cannot come to you, but I will deliver our child to you. It is our child, yours and mine." Oh my God. What the fuck am I reading, bro? The next morning, the man went to the place where he had met the auxiliary. There he found the boy. The man took the boy home and raised him. Time passed, the boy grew into a young man, and the father passed away. The young man was always lonely. Did the young man know that he was like his mom's an octopus? One day, as a young man was walking along the shore, he saw a group of people playing in the distance. They all held very large swords in their hand as they danced. The young man approached the people, and as he got closer, he saw that Sharpedo were playing along the beach. When he tried to get even closer, the Sharpedo suddenly leapt into the sea all at once. However, one of the Sharpedo lingered, looking around 3 times before swimming away. At the spot where the Sharpedo had been playing, there was a large sword lying on the ground. It was a shape he had never seen before, and it was very sharp and pointed. The young man took the sword home. This is just getting weird. The next day, the young man took the sword and went into the forest. While walking through the forest, he encountered an Usaring. He tried slashing at the Usaring's mouth with the sword, and the mouth was easily severed. Next, he stabbed at the Usaring's eyes, and they were easily pierced. Finally, the young man thrust the sword into the chest, and the Ursaring died effortlessly. That day, the young man killed 30 Ursaring. After that, he always carried the sword with him, playing by injuring the Pokemon he encountered or cutting off parts of their bodies. How did this get so dark now? How did we go from smashing an auxiliary to killing bears? Like how did we get here? That's the weirdest thing. I don't even know. I don't even know what to say. There are other stories in the leak involving the likes of Typhlosion and Lapras. Oh no, I don't want to even know. The Lapras of which seem like a variant of this one. An original Sin tale involving a woman impregnated by Slackoth acts as a reminder not to unduly harm Pokemon. There is also a really messed up tale about a Tauros but this doesn't involve any relations and instead looks at how fusing people with Pokemon can make them go mad. It's like if Bill was writing his diary like it was a Cronenberg's The Fly. Jeff Goldblum as Bill is great casting for any Pokemon movie, body horror or not, by the way. I honestly am so like, are these people work at Game Freak? I don't even know. Last paragraph. The Octillery story stands out the most, though. Why Octillery? I just don't see the appeal. Not saying that I do for Vaporeon or Typhlosion, but it means that this isn't some kind of leaked personal fan fiction. It was likely intended to be used in one of the games at some point. For what reason, we'll never know. But the file was saved and has finally seen the light for better or worse. Why would you save this? Why would you save this file? What sense does it make working at Game Freak? Do you say, you know what? Yep, this is something that I'm going to save. Yeah, this is a story that I'm going to save because reasons. And then it gets out and now everybody's looking at you like, bruh, you good? You good? And keep in mind, this is people who are in charge or making Pokemon games for kids. You know what I mean? Like they make Pokemon games for kids. How did we get here? Why are we even here in the first place? I don't even know. For those of you watching this video as a clip, I apologize for torturing you. And for those of you who are live in the chat right now, I apologize for torturing you. But it is my job to report the news. Do not shoot the messenger. I apologize. It is what it is. Let's just go back to thinking about the old school days.